All right, welcome back. Parlayed in full. Last few episodes that we did were officially now going to be called Season 0. This is the start of Season 1. We had to take some time off, got the studio right, upgrade a little bit of technology. We wanted to bring the best content possible, so we took some time, but we're back, and it's an important weekend.
Yes, sir. Wild card weekend.
We're going to start it off, new tradition around here. Start off with a little shot, get us ready. Season 1 officially started.
That
was fucking horrible.
Oh, new season, back in the New York groove.
Some say. But yeah, we got wild card weekend. Unfortunately, the Browns aren't playing. I mean, we're just gonna disregard that. That's a conversation for another day. The wound hasn't been healed yet. I don't want to talk about Baker. I don't want to talk about Stefanski. I don't want to talk about cap space. I don't give a fuck right now, dude. It's just we should be playing today. That's that. I don't even want to get into that. So let's focus on the teams who are playing. So first game
that
today.
That shot was actually horrible.
It was terrible, dude. It was one of the worst alcohol I've ever tasted. No free advertisement though, so we're not gonna. Not even all publicity, good publicity. So we're not even gonna talk shit about them either. So the first game today, our division rivals, Cincinnati Bengals, hosting the team of. I don't even want to say team of destiny. Of not destiny.
I call it like the team of glory. Like Derek Carr is so God profound that they're getting led by like a spirit above.
Yeah, but it it's not the team of destiny though.
No,
Henry Ruggs is in prison. So
Damon Arnett is not on.
Damon Arnett, who knows where he's at. John Gruden is canceled still.
Yeah, I think he'll be out of cancelment soon.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really think he should get another job anyways. I mean, I don't think they make the playoffs this year if he stays head coach.
No, the players love the new dude.
Bisaccia, Rich Bisaccia. Yeah, he's a good coach. Is this bad news for the Bengals to be playing a team that has really nothing to lose? Just kind of. I mean, Rich Bisaccia is basically coaching these last few games in the playoffs, however far they go, knowing that he's most likely going to be unless they go on to make the AFC Championship, he probably gets replaced no matter what.
Yeah.
So I mean, they got nothing to lose. Is that scary for a Bengals team that I don't want to say they have huge expectations because obviously they were picking third overall in the draft last year put together, but I mean they're a division winner. They've shown glimpses of being a really good team, and they're supposed to win this game today.
Yeah, they should. I mean, what's the spread, 5.5 now?
Yeah.
So, and at home, they haven't hosted it in a while. They haven't won a playoff game in a while. Mm-hmm. So this is a big step for Joe Burrow. Could he be another Andy Dalton?
They haven't won a playoff game in 31 years, 1991.
That's crazy.
My math correct? Yeah, 31 years. So, I mean, a lot on the line for both teams. I personally lean more towards the Bengals. I mean, the Raiders, if the Browns didn't have, I don't want to sound like that guy, but if the Browns didn't have all those guys out for COVID, that Tuesday game.
You're sounding like that guy.
But it's true though, dude. It's true. The Raiders were so bad then. Yeah, they came out, they beat the Chargers after that, but I mean, I don't think they're that good of a team. I think the Bengals are actually I don't think they're a fluke. They could prove me wrong today, but I'm gonna roll with the Bengals on this one.
No, I got some family ties to Oakland, so I'm kind of a Raiders fan. I think the Raiders win in a Derek Carr led
final drive. He's been good at that. I have
nothing
nothing bad to say.
He's been in.
I have nothing great to say about Derek Carr, but I have nothing bad to say about him.
Yeah.
But I just, when it comes down to it, it's dude, who's gonna stop Joe Burrow throwing to Jamar Chase and I just don't think the Raiders were really geared up for a postseason run this.
They're not ready.
No, and the only way they win this game is if they force some turnovers on defense. maybe have some luck on their side. But
right.
if Burrow can tighten up, take care of the ball, I think the Bengals should have no problem today. I really think they can control the game and kind of just cruise to.
Do you think, or would you take Derek Carr on the Browns?
I'd rather have Baker.
Okay. That's we don't have to
that's a
get into
conversation
it,
for another day.
And
I know a lot of
curious.
people aren't gonna like agree with that right now because like everyone's just fuck Baker. And yeah, I get it. I was I wasn't happy with how he played this year, obviously, but I think he'll be fine. That's all I'll say. We'll discuss that on another episode. We could talk about that for hours, but no, I mean, just on the Derek Carr side of it, though, like I think if you bring him in, it's just like another kind of dead end. Where like, are you really gonna go anywhere further with Derek Carr?
Yeah.
Than Baker Mayfield? They're kind of, in the same level for me to where I don't know if it'd be worth giving Carr a contract that you would give Baker. Plus, not to mention, he's got what? I mean, Carr was drafted in 2014.
Yeah.
I know Baker played, 5 years in college, but still, Carr's got a couple years on him. I don't think it'd be very smart. But
he's looking like Marv from Home Alone.
Yeah, he's growing the hair out. I don't know if that was like a lot of people did like over quarantine stuff like grow the hair out, but it looks like he was kind of late to like the growing hair out wave, and now he just kind of looks. I mean, it looks good in a hat like mine. I mean, mine looks rough without a hat, but I mean. I won't knock it. It's better than his old buzz cut. Remember that picture of him on the sideline, looking evil? But so I think we could both agree Bengals today.
No, I'm
taking the Raiders.
I'm Raiders.
All right, first disagreement of the day in the first game.
It'll be a shootout. For sure.
So we can both agree on the over, though.
Yeah.
So next game, another AFC matchup, two divisional opponents. Patriots head into Buffalo.
Yeah.
I don't know what the spread is on this,
I think it was at like 4 last time I checked.
To Buffalo?
Yeah. I think, but it would be flipped if it was in Foxborough.
I don't care. I'm all over New England in this one.
Yeah, I think so too. Josh Allen has not played well in the cold.
Nope, struggles in the cold. It's been noted today that he's going sleeveless as well.
I'm okay with that because if he plays good, he looks like I did it sleeveless. I don't need long sleeves because Mac Jones probably will be in long sleeves.
Yeah, Mac Jones not used to the cold either, but I think we saw it earlier this year in that Monday night game.
Oh,
it was ridiculous. Like when it comes down to it, if the Patriots defense shows up as they've done pretty much every game this year, then I mean, run game wise, obviously the Patriots have the advantage. I think, and this might be kind of a bold statement here, but I think in a game like this in the cold, all things considered, I'd almost rather have Mac Jones's kind of pocket presence and poise rather than Josh Allen running around trying to, make something happen. Again, against a lot of teams, I would take Josh Allen. But would you rather have Mac Jones against the Bills defense or Josh Allen against the Patriots defense? I would probably take Mac Jones in that situation because, another thing too, Josh McDaniels has been there. He knows what to do in these types of situations. He's done it a million times. I mean, the Patriots won a Super Bowl with what was the final score, like 10-6 against the Rams. Like, I just think the Patriots have been there. They know what they're doing. A lot of veterans on that team. The Bills have also been there, haven't gotten over the hump. And, Josh Allen always capable of making some crazy plays and, really just making something happen out of nothing. And, I think this game could go either way. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be a battle defensively, running the ball a lot. But I think the Patriots win, obviously cover the +4 and win as well.
I was on the Patriots as well, but you were hyping them up so much that I just don't think it's going to happen. I think the Bills, like Josh Allen is...
Little man in the suit. Around here.
Slight. I mean, nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. Home. No one on their defense got selected to the Pro Bowl, so I think their defense kind of has a chip on their shoulder. Shouldn't really matter that much, but it's going to, it obviously upset them. They've been active on social media about it. So I think the Bills, it's going to be a low-scoring game, but I think the Bills take it.
I just think like it's so typical Patriots, and you know the scariest thing in the NFL over the past 15 years is a motivated Bill Belichick, because you know you've seen it all those years with Brady. They would lose a big game early in the season to like the Chiefs or someone, and they'd be like, all right, Brady's cooked, the Patriots are done, and then they'd use that as bulletin board material and win 12 straight, win a Super Bowl, whatever. And I think that's kind of what's going on this year with the Patriots. Is like, you know, they had a rough year last year, missed the playoffs for the first time in a while. Went out, made a lot of big pickups. Still, not many people, you know, a lot of people thought it was just the Bills were going to run away with the division, which they still did win. And I don't want to say right off the Patriots, but a lot of people didn't expect this type of season from them.
Right.
And I think Bill's just ready to run through shit and like prove that he's still Bill Belichick. The Patriots are still the Patriots, and you know they're still capable of doing whatever they want in the AFC. And I think that's what happens. I think they can win this one, maybe rip off another one. I don't know about Super Bowl just yet, but I'm confident in them to at least pick up a win today.
Yeah.
Next game after that, we got tomorrow, 1 o'clock, first NFC game, Buccaneers, Eagles.
Yeah. Jalen Hurts has been playing well past few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And you know Tom Brady rarely, I shouldn't say rarely, but he doesn't have like convincing wins in the playoffs.
No, I was just
he doesn't come out and smack a team by 21.
Unless he's playing the Indianapolis Colts. They don't, I mean, you look back, they barely beat the Jags, and I think it was 2017. They struggled with the Buccaneers struggled with the football team last
Taylor
year's
Heineke
game.
led.
You know, close game against the Packers last year, close game against the Saints last year. I mean, because I think Tom, and this stems from Belichick too, and this is why I'm confident in the Patriots, I think they both have a method of how to play in the playoffs, and it might not be the most dominant wins in the world, but it produces them wins, and I think they stick with that, and I think that's kind of the mold for both Brady and now the Buccaneers, and also Belichick with the Patriots. So I think, and his ability to control a game, even while it seems close, he always knows, you know, time management, stuff like that. And I think we see a lot of, you know, underdogs covering in those types of games, but Brady always coming out on top, and I think that's just how it's going to go today too.
Yeah. Buccaneers are going to for sure win. There's no doubt in that. But Jalen Hurts is going to have a huge game and like kind of show why he's like meant for it. A lot of Philly fans like don't believe in him that much, but I mean he's playing confident against a weak second. I shouldn't say weak, more injured secondary. Mm-hmm. So they'll be able to pass the ball, and they've been running the ball decent recently. Yeah. So I love the Eagles to cover.
Yeah, me too. I love Jalen Hurts a lot. I don't think there's much to be said about this game. Like I think pretty much everyone's saying Buccaneers are gonna just take care of business, but I do think they cover, even if it's like a backdoor last second. I think 8's too big of a number for both a playoff game and this against this Eagles team. So I do think they cover. I think Buccaneers take care of business. We can agree on that. So let's move on. 4:30 game. I think honestly this is the game I'm most interested in and confused by on the whole slate. And it's the 49ers heading to Dallas to play the Cowboys.
Yeah, what are you confused about? Like,
it's just because you never know what you're going to get from either of these teams.
Yeah.
You never know which week, what Jimmy G is going to show up, what Dak's going to show up. And this is like the most obvious statement in the world, I get it. But I think anybody who's watched the Cowboys this year will know exactly what I'm saying is like, when they're on, they could be the best team in football. But when they're off, literally anybody, all 32 teams can beat them. The other 31 teams can beat them. And that's like an obvious statement. Like, yeah, when they're good, they're good. When they're bad, they're bad. But like it's true to extremes with the Cowboys. Like at times they just like their defense, you know, Diggs getting interceptions, Micah Parsons all over the field, and then their offense, like, you know, CeeDee Lamb's tearing up secondaries, Amari Cooper's catching touchdowns, Zeke, Tony Pollard, Dak's firing. But then some games, it's just like they just look dead, and you know, you don't know what it is. Their defense is getting passed all over. Their offense can't get anything going. Dak's turned the ball over. It's just weird. And the 49ers are kind of the same way. It's like, is Jimmy G going to come out and, you know, try and fire the ball and throw 2 picks in the first half, or is he going to come out and be game manager Jimmy G, the 49ers are going to control the clock with the run game, play good defense, and manage the game. And a lot of the times the term game manager is thrown out there as like a bad thing. But honestly,
it's great for the playoffs.
For Jimmy G especially, and this 49ers team, in a game against a team like Dallas, I don't think having a game manager quarterback is a bad thing.
No,
yeah, it might suck if you need a drive at the end of the game and you can only dink and dunk or whatever. But I think if you can control the game from the get-go and don't put yourself in that position to need that drive, I think honestly like that's the best method for them.
Yeah. So who you think Cowboys?
I do think Cowboys still.
Yeah, me too.
I'm gonna go talent here over, just being.
I mean, don't say San Fran's not talented.
No, they're very talented, but I mean, it's hard to like Dallas can go toe to toe with anyone in this league besides maybe the Chiefs about talent. I mean,
yeah,
they're loaded.
I think Debo's gonna cook Diggs.
Oh yeah,
like it's gonna be bad, but that might be their only form of offense because I think the Cowboys were decent against stopping tight ends this year. Like, but it's just how the San Fran uses Debo. Why he's gonna be like, they're gonna be running up, just doing tosses to him, and he's a playmaker. But
I do.
Cowboys are too good to lose first round this year, I think. But if they do lose, it's gonna be crazy.
I do trust Dan Quinn as a defensive coordinator for Dallas to, be able to, I believe he'll have a good game plan. He's seen what they've done with Debo all year. It's hard to game plan for that type of, offensive threat, but I do trust him to be able to contain it a little bit. And I think it's a big plus I think Debo's going to have an awesome game, but I think having Micah Parsons, a guy that can line up on the edge, also play linebacker, drop back in coverage fast, can rush the passer, stop the run, kind of do everything. I think that's going to help in the Debo thing because I think he's talented enough to be able to cover. He can just he can cover him in a short pass and a drag or a hitch or something like that. He can get in the backfield fast and limit that. But the spread confuses me. I will stick with Dallas -3, I believe it is. But that's a tough spread for me because, like I said, I really think it could go either way, and I think it's going to be a close game. And that's the game I have circled for tomorrow. Like that's the one I'm really excited to tune in and watch.
I don't like the Cowboys spread. I think they're just going to win by like 1 or 2 maybe.
Yeah.
So I feel more comfortable in like a money line. I don't trust the 49ers at +3 either.
If you had to pick a spread though, I feel like you just Dallas.
I think I'd go 49ers, honestly.
Because essentially at 3, if you're taking the 49ers, you're basically saying they're going to win. It's hard to predict like a 1 or 2 point loss. You're basically saying like Niners can win, and I don't feel comfortable saying that. No, I feel way more comfortable saying Dallas can win by 4, 5, 6 than the Niners can win.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That game, that's going to be a good one. Kind of the next game, Sunday night, is kind of supposed to be the stinker of all of them, the biggest spread. Chiefs favored by 12.5 points at home against the Pittsburgh Steelers, who somehow limped their way into the playoffs. 12.5 is a big number.
Yeah, and I think Big Ben will do enough just to stay in this game in the first half, but then the Chiefs are just going to run away with it. I loved the Steelers the whole week until like this morning, and it's playoffs are actually here. You could think about it as much as you want, but until like Sunday hits, or Saturday now, but until that day hits, like you never know. And so I just think like the Chiefs are going to run away with it late, but I mean, you never know with the Chiefs O-line. Like TJ Watt does make a huge difference in what the Chiefs struggled with last year, and they had a better line last year. Was like I just think Bucks D-line.
We've seen it a lot this year where the Steelers offense is kind of non-existent and the defense just keeps them in the game, and then the offense just able to produce some points, And I'm not saying Pittsburgh's gonna like win or it be like a close game. I think they can cover 12.5. I think they can win this game by 10 points, maybe with a late touchdown or something. I don't know. Or they could lose this game by 10 points, I mean. And I just it'd be hard for me to bet against them being given 12.5 points. Like,
Yeah.
that's just so much for how good of a defense they have. And, Ben's going to play inspired. The offense is going to play inspired. And you even looking back at last year's Browns-Steelers wild card game, everyone remembers that game as, the Steelers got their shit pushed in.
Yeah. They did.
They did, but they only lost by 9 points.
Yeah.
They're going to find a way to cover a double-digit spread, I think. It's just, they can get their shit pushed in again by the Chiefs today and still cover. And that's, from a betting standpoint, that's kind of how you start viewing games. It's no longer who's going to win by this convincing amount. I think the Steelers can cover end of story, and I don't think it's going to be a very entertaining game, but I'm going to watch it.
Dude, it kind of is the stinker of all games.
It is. Every other spread.
He's, the SpongeBob episode when the dude's the turd. In the chocolate episode. That's Big Ben.
That's a chick, but yeah.
Oh, was it a chick?
Yeah, it's the grandma.
Oh, damn.
Sweet chocolate.
That's on me, grandma. But, I mean, Big Ben.
I always hated it. Yeah.
So, it is the stinker.
It's not entertaining at all. I would have rather seen the Chiefs play any of these other teams. But it is what it is. The Raiders and Chargers didn't want to take the tie and kick the Steelers out. Dude, can you imagine? The Chargers are just such a more entertaining team than the Steelers. Even the Colts are too, dude. I don't know. But with all that being said, I still think they cover. But enough discussing that piece of shit game. Let's go to Monday night.
Fuck the Steelers.
Another divisional bout. Cardinals head into SoFi Stadium to play the Rams.
Yeah.
I love this game.
This is my game of the wild card. My infatuation for McVay.
Mm-hmm.
They've been weird this year. The Stafford's been very inconsistent. The defense has been solid for the most part, but some games it's just not. They haven't been playing that well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what helps them too is D-Hop being out. Jalen Ramsey can hold him, but he's still gonna get his yards. And so with him being out, it's huge for the Rams. I think the spread should be a little bit more than 3, honestly, so that I love them here at -3.
Right before I checked, it actually didn't move to 4. I think a lot of people are agreeing, which kind of scares me in a way. But I'm going to stick with the Rams too. I think, again, Stafford's had his moments, but they've still been able to win games. I think, defensively, like you said, they've been kind of up and down, but I think at the end of the day, they know how to step up when it matters.
Yeah.
I wouldn't ever trust the Cardinals' defense as much as I would trust the Rams' defense.
Is J.J. Watt back?
No. I think he's out.
I thought I heard some rumblings of him coming back during the playoffs.
Either way, it makes no difference for me. I would still expect to take Rams -4.
Yeah.
Even if Watt was playing. And I'm ready for a big Odell game too.
Oh, dude.
He's got to avenge his last playoff game was the boat with the Giants because he was out for last year, and then they hadn't made the playoffs except the boat incident with the Giants where he struggled mightily against the Packers that next game. I think he redeems himself. I think he's ready to. I'm over the whole Browns thing with him. I love Odell Beckham. I always will. That's my guy forever. And I would be so happy if he could just come out Monday night, tear it up, show the world he's back, earn himself a big contract at the end of the year.
I'm just excited for a celebration. Dude, he's awesome at it.
Yeah, dude, he's just the best. Maybe we'll get a McVay in the end zone too.
I need McVay to hit the gritty this playoff.
Oh,
push.
dude, it'd be so hard.
That might
He looks like he's built for it. You know what I'm saying? He looks like he hits the gritty in the locker room after.
Oh
games
yeah, in practice I know Stafford's just looking over at the sidelines and he's just randomly grittying with Von Miller or something.
Yeah, and another thing too is what was I gonna say? Oh, I've been saying all year the Cardinals look like a team that are ready to get blown out in the playoffs. They started off on that hot run. Would they start 6-0, 7-0, whatever it was?
They are good on the road, though. I did just remember that.
Playoffs is a different story.
But the I would trust the Cardinals so much more if they were at home. Because I feel like the Rams fan base is weird. It's like kind of like a lot of like clout. Like
the Rams home games, even the Chargers too, are kind of just like social gatherings for people in LA. Like there's no, you see a lot of random jerseys. Like people that go visit out there will catch a game just to go. It's like it's more just like a party at SoFi while they play. It's not really like home field advantage, but still. It's still home field advantage for the players. They're comfortable there. It's their locker rooms, stuff like that. But like as far as the fan base goes, it's not the greatest there. So I think the spread might be bigger if it was, like an actual factor. Yeah. But I don't think it is. So, but I like that. Almost plays our advantage because I still think the Rams cover, and I like that. I like that number at 4 or 3 or whatever you can get it at right now. I still like it. And I think they win this one. I'll make a bold prediction, double digits.
You should take it.
All spread, -10.
Yeah.
I'd do -9.5.
Yeah.
But
that'd
be the smart thing to do. But, so that wraps it up for Wild Card Weekend. You want to just go through our picks real quick?
Yeah, sure.
So I have the Bengals covering -6 in the first game. I have the Patriots. I'll take Patriots money line the second game. Get a little risky. I'll take Eagles +8 in the third game. I will take Dallas -3 in the fourth game. I will take Pittsburgh +12.5 in the Sunday night game. And Monday night, I will take the Rams -4.
All right. I got Bengals and Raiders over 48. Bills Patriots under 46. Eagles +8. Cowboys money line. Steelers. I have it down as Steelers, but I'm changing it to Chiefs minus, 12.5?
Yeah.
And then Rams -4.
I'm actually going to do a little flip. I'm going to take the Raiders +6. I still think they lose the game, but they have a way of being in games.
Yeah.
And, like, even if they're down 10 and then score with, like, a minute 20 left and have, like, they need a stop, and then the Bengals just get a first down, run out the clock, and they win by 3. I think that's what happens. I still think the Bengals win, but I think the Raiders cover 6, actually, so flipping my pick there, everything else the same. And that's about it for Wild Card Weekend.
I think I'm going to scratch the Chiefs just completely and take Raiders money line too, and the over.
Okay.
Because I don't remember what it's at, but I feel like it's kind of like juicy.
The Raiders Bengals over?
No, that over and Raiders money line.
Oh, yeah. Well, that about wraps it up for Wild Card Weekend. It's gonna be a fun. I'm super excited. I love that they added another game and everything. It makes it so much more fun. I hate that we have to wait till Monday night to watch Rams.
Yeah,
Cardinals,
and they're stopping The Bachelor.
Yeah, we gotta. I mean, that's the biggest deal here.
Yeah.
Pushing The Bachelor.
Good golly.
There'll be a lot of this season for anyone. There'll be a lot of Bachelor talk. It's coming. It's coming. It's due. I can't. It's going to be tough to wait 2 weeks without it, but it is what it is. But before we wrap it up, I want to talk a little bit about a trending topic in the sports world. The Cleveland Cavaliers are hot.
Yeah, they are.
They are one of the hotter teams in the NBA. They're probably the most fun team in the NBA outside of maybe the Grizzlies right now. But holy shit, man, the Cavs might be back, and Darius Garland is on his way to be a superstar. And I think he's proven now that little like hot run he went on in the beginning of the year was not a fluke, because he does it night in and night out. It seems like every night I'm looking at like Darius Garland tonight, 32 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals. It's like dude. And it reminds me so much of like before LeBron came back, when Kyrie was starting to come to his own. And I'm not comparing them as players. That's unfair to Garland.
That's exactly what I was thinking last night watching that Spurs game.
It's unfair to Garland to compare them as players because they're not the same. And we all know Kyrie was different. But I think Garland's on his way to becoming a player of that caliber. And it just, the reason I say it feels like the same is because back then it seemed like every time the Cavs played, it was Kyrie doing something different. You know what I'm saying? It was like Kyrie tonight had 18 points in the fourth quarter, closed out a Cavs win, stuff like that. And obviously, like, we have a better team around Garland now.
Yeah.
But they're kind of the same in the sense that, like, it seems like they just elevate everyone around them. and they're fun to watch. It's fun to watch a young guy come into his own in this league, and it's going to be. I'm just so excited to see the next couple years of Cavs basketball.
Yeah, he's the real deal, and Mobley as well. Like and Jared Allen. If we could keep those three together, like they just work so fluidly together.
Yeah, and before Okoro got hurt, he's back now. But before he got hurt, he was starting to kind of.
Yeah,
he had a couple games, 16 points here, 18 points here. He was playing good. If we could get him going, if Rondo could, stay healthy, kind of get his endurance up, be able to play 25, 30 minutes a night, and produce how Rubio was having an insane year. I don't expect Rondo to be able to fill that shoes, but give us 10 points, 8 assists, 5 rebounds every night. I think that would do so much for us. Lamar Stevens is stepping up. Lauri Markkanen's playing his role. Kevin Love looks like 2014 Kevin Love again.
He's playing.
It's just so fun, man. It's so fun. I'm so glad to have a competitive team again, and they seem for real because they compete against the good teams. Yeah, we lost the Warriors, Grizzlies, Suns. Like, we've lost to really good teams, and we take care of the bad teams. Yeah. So we seem like a real contender. We didn't even do that when LeBron was here. When LeBron was here, we would lose random games to the Pelicans and to the Pistons. Like, we never were like a strong team night in and night out. We never played inspired because we knew we would just get to the playoffs and be able to run through everyone because of LeBron. And it seems now it's so fun to have, like, this team plays hard every night. They want to win every game. They want to prove to everyone that they can contend. And I think they're going to, and I think they could sneak a playoff series. I mean, how fun would it to have an Eastern Conference Finals game in Cleveland again?
Yeah.
And it seems like
post LeBron too.
Yeah, it seems like a wild statement, but like, look at the Hawks last year. No one saw that coming. The year before they sucked, then all of a sudden they got good, got in the playoffs, made a little run, almost made the finals. I mean, they kind of blew it against the Bucks, almost made the finals. I really believe in this team. Yeah,
they're the most exciting Cleveland sports team right now.
Yeah.
If you were to tell me that right now, I'd be like, dude, the Browns are in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter about the Cavs right now.
Yeah. But here we are a year later, and it's the Cavs, and wild card weekend, we're worried about the Cavs, not even the Browns. So I can't wait to see how that keeps going throughout the year. I'm so excited for that. I love this team, and it's made the NBA regular season kind of fun again. I had not even cared about it the past couple of years because the Cavs sucked. Seemed like the same teams were kind of making the playoffs every year, and now the league's looking kind of fun again. I get excited to watch regular season games. I want to check the box scores, all that. So I can't wait to see if this next few months are crunch time for postseason rankings and stuff like that. Hopefully we could draw a decent opponent in the first round and maybe sneak.
We got a little home stretch coming too.
Yeah.
So that'll be huge.
Got a home stretch. We got a couple tough teams coming up, but then we play a stretch of 7 or 8 games against got the Pistons, the Spurs, the Pacers, Pelicans, Rockets. Should be able to rip off a good amount of wins there.
Go on a little streak.
Yeah, maybe awesome. Bump, because the Eastern Conference is tight now. We're 3.5 games back of the 1 seed. Mm-hmm. Every team's kind of within 1 or 2 games of each other, even going down to like the 9 seed where it's like a 5-game stretch. So
I don't want to get the 1 seed at all.
Oh, well, I don't.
I'm not.
I think the highest we would is probably the 3 seed, maybe. But I think if we rip off 6, 7 wins in a row, that bumps us up to a 3 seed, maybe a 4 seed, and we get good seeding. Play a team like I don't know, the Heat.
Ooh. Yeah.
Hornets, something like that. Maybe another young team that would be a fun series, and maybe we could sneak out a win. But I think the most fun part about it too is like there's no real expectations. Yeah. We're not going to go into the postseason like expecting to just cruise to the finals like we did when LeBron was here. It's like, hey, we win, we win. If we lose, we live to fight another day. We got a good young team on the rise, so I just can't wait.
Yeah, it'll be fun for sure.
All right, but other than that, I think that's a wrap. Episode 1 of the official season 1.
Yeah.
We have a lot of things planned. We got a lot of guests coming up. We really wanted to sit down and plan out our episodes. We're gonna have a lot of people like the college football draft. Heard a lot of good stuff about that. So we're gonna do that with all types of things: movies, music, sports, anything you could imagine. So we're gonna really bunker down. We got some live events coming. We're planning a live Parlayed in Full trivia match that we used to do on the Instagram stories. A lot of people like that, so kind of held off the questions on there so we could save them for a live match, teams of 3. Everyone come out, have a good time. So more details to come on that once we could lock down a venue for it. And so stay tuned. TikTok, Instagram, all Parlayed in Full. And just keep rocking with us, and more episodes to come. We're gonna really try and be consistent this season. I think a lot of people will enjoy this season more than what the episodes we had. We got a real official, kind of setup now, and big things to come. So stay tuned. Anything else?
No, that's good for me.
All right. So we'll see you guys in the next one.